talk next about the ways that you can collaborate in Canvas, and there are a bunch of ways. So I'm going to talk about groups and what does your group get when you put them into a group and what can they do. We already saw peer review. We did that one this morning, so that one's good. And then I'll talk about these other tools that we have. The collaborations tool, which Denise was trying to get going with the Google Docs. That one does leverage right now Google Docs. And then conferences, which you also get as a part of a group, which is the online virtual classroom space that's built into Canvas. And there is a chat feature, but I forgot to mention. Do you guys have it turned on, Priscilla, in your instance? Okay, all right, so I can talk about it. I don't have it turned on in hours, but I can talk about what it is. It's a little bit limiting, but we can talk about it. So here are all the collaborative tools, and we're just gonna jump in and go for it. I'm gonna tell you, and then I've actually put you guys in groups, and you're gonna actually be able to experience all of these tools, because it's better than me just talking about it. Is actually using the different tools. All right, groups. We'll go to groups first. How do groups work? Well, you can set them up one of two ways. You can set them up if you know in advance that you have different groups that you are going to use in your course, or as you're creating an assignment, you can put students in a group. So you can do them either way. I'm going to show you for this course where they live. They live in people. So in your people tab, if you want to follow along, you don't have any people in your course though, so you're not going to be able to see much of anything. But I am able to create a bunch of different groups in my course, and I get to call them whatever I want. So in this course, we have book discussion groups, we have project groups, we have a research project group, and then we have study groups. When you create a group in your course, you click on Group Set. All right, so these across the top, these different tabs, these are all my different group sets that I have in my course. So, I don't know, maybe we have a group that's called...
learning community.
Yeah, okay, learning community. All right, so maybe this is our learning communities group. Now, when you create a new group in your course, Canvas has some questions for you, because Canvas is always asking us questions. The first thing is, do you want to allow students to sign up themselves? So you can have students select which groups they want to be in, okay? They would get a notification that it's available for them to sign up. And if you select that, the second option you get is require group members to be in the same section. So remember, I kind of mentioned the other day that you can have multiple sections within one course in Canvas, so you don't have to recreate the same content over and over again. So that would only apply if you do have other sections in your course and you are allowing students to sign up with different sections. So first option, self-sign up. Students pick which groups they want to go in. Second option you have is you can create groups manually. So if you leave that on, Canvas is going to give you a list of all of your students that are in your course, and then you can create different group names. So maybe this is Group A. Oh, that was a great joke. And Group C. Oh. Just as long as you can spell group. All right, so for this one, this is manually created. Here's what I've got. I have my list of students, and here I just drag and drop, and I'm adding students to groups. Okay.
Can you actually open each group while you're dragging? So
you can.
You know who you've got in case you lose track?
Absolutely, you can. So all I did was I pulled down those arrows, and I can easily drag and drop and adjust the students in the groups that I want to do. Another option that you have is you can tell Canvas that you want them to be randomly assigned. So if you do that, works better if there's more than one group in it. Let's try that again. I'm gonna have a new group set. So for this one, I'm going to have Canvas randomly assign students into groups. And I'm going to tell Canvas I want you to split this into 4 equal groups, or as equal as possible. You can also assign a student group leader manually. All right, so either the first student to join will be the group leader, or it can be random. You can adjust it later. So if you get your groups and you don't like the way they look, you can fix it. Let's just go with this and see what happens. All right, so new group set. Canvas just assigned all my users for me into groups. Here they all are. It also is telling me who the leader of each group is by putting that little face icon next to students. All right, and here's the leader too, right there. If I don't like that Robert's in this group, I can move him to group 3, and I can move Jane to group 4. All right, so even if you have Canvas randomly assign the groups for you, you still are able to change it around and move it. That's how you assign groups. What do the groups get? They actually get a group space. So once you're in a group in Canvas, you get this groups button that's going to show up on your nav. If you are in my Canvas, if you're in gray Canvas, you should see the groups button now because you all are in a group. Do you see the groups button? Okay. Once you're in a group, you get all of these tools. So these are all the tools that your group gets. They are able to have their own announcements. They can create their own pages. They can see the other people that are in their group and be able to communicate with them. They can have discussions and share files. They also can have conferences and collaborations. So it's almost like having their own separate little Canvas course inside of your course, these groups are going to get. And they're going to be able to work in here, and they have all of this space. Priscilla?
So let's say we have a homegrown system that's LTI, like a virtual world. With that, put that into conferences as one of the drop-down options. Is LTI?
You mean because you have that live in...
Drop-down instead of, like, there's a drop-down for the blue button, and then you can have Adobe Connect.
I'm not sure. I don't know. Because right now conferences... This conferences button right here is just really leveraging the big blue button, which is free. And let's take a look at what it is. So, conferences, if you click on conferences, and you click on plus conference, so if you have other things integrated, I mean, it's possible. You probably want to talk to your implementation groups and let them know. You are able to say how long the conference is. Now, this isn't just for groups. You have this tool too as an instructor in the course. So you can use conferences in your course to have virtual meetings with groups of students or even one-on-one. So when you create a conference, it's going to ask you who do you want to invite to the conference. All right. So now because I'm working in this group space, I'm just going to get the other people who are in that group. But you as an instructor, when you create a conference, it's going to ask you, who do you want to invite to this conference? And only that person's going to be able to join. So if you're using that for one-on-one, like office hours type of thing, or if you need to have a meeting with somebody, you would just invite the one person or the 2 people.
Is that text only, or is it video?
Oh no, it's video. I'm going to start it so we can take a look at it. So you're able to say how long you want it to be. You can enable a recording of the conference. The recording, though, will only last for 14 days. All right, so that's the only...
Rutgers is getting a license for Big Latin, basically we're paying this courses. So the default is 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But we are...
So you're going to upgrade it, and then you can keep it. All right, so good news. Ignore what I just said, okay? You don't have to worry about the 2-week thing. All right. For those who don't pay for Big Blue Button, it's 2 weeks. But it sounds like yours are going to last for longer than that, which is awesome. You can have it set for no time limit if it's a longer running conference. Give it a little bit of a name. And click update. All right. When you have your conference and you're ready to start it, all you do is click the start button and Big Blue Button is going to open up. So here's all the stuff that you get in the conferencing tool. It is a virtual, like Adobe Connect or BlueJeans or Zoom or whatever it is, WebEx, one of those meeting tools. You're going to be able to see all of your users over here in this window. Is my screen big enough right now for you to see it? Okay. You're going to be able to see all of your users and how they are connected to the conference. You can share your webcam, all right, so they can see you. There is a chat feature within it, so you can chat. You can have a text chat that's happening, and you can also chat privately with separate people. So if someone is speaking and you want them to, stop because they're hogging the conversation, you could message someone privately on the side. You're able to share. So here's all of your sharing pod options. You're able to upload files. You can use it as a whiteboard. So I'm getting whiteboard tools. I can draw.
Share your screen.
You can share your screen.
Lovely.
You can upload a presentation, and you can also do polling in here. So you can have like a real-time poll that's happening while you're in your conference. Okay, so all of these tools built right into Canvas, don't have to use another thing and send them somewhere else. Can be recorded, can be shared. It was one of those things, remember one of our notifications was let me know when a conference recording is ready. So they just take a little bit of time to render and then they're able to be ready to go for your people who attended the conference. So you could even record it and then share it later if you wanted. So like if people couldn't attend, but you're giving a video lecture and you want to be able to share out what happened, you can have that in your course and share it. Because once it's done, this is what students would see if it's in progress, all right? So they would see this one's in progress. If they're able to join it, they would join by clicking that join button. And then once it's over, it's going to move down here, and once the recording is ready, the recording will be there in your conference space. So it's one of the tools that you can use when you're in a group. It's also, go ahead, Priscilla.
What are the most common failures, or do you know what gets people the most frustrated about that? How do we have to train our users?
Honestly, the thing that frustrates people the most is that it isn't accessible after 2 weeks. So I think that you guys are going to be in good shape because it's pretty user-friendly and easy to move around in. Like if you're used to a video conferencing tool, this one will be good, especially if you're getting the paid version. And we don't have to worry about that. It's only available for 2 weeks.
Is there file limit size?
It probably has to do with how much storage you have in your course. So that's probably a question that you'd have to ask Priscilla and Chris, like how much storage
I think
space.
that storage thing only is a problem if you're trying to import stuff in.
Okay.
But I don't think we talked about implementation people, they're not we're not gonna report, oh, this course is over.
Okay.
If there is issues, they showed us how we can
Change it and give people more space.
Right.
Well, I was asking actually though about the video that would be made in the conference. I mean, the file, if it goes for an hour, it's going to be huge.
Right.
Doesn't matter what the format
Right,
is.
exactly.
Because
Yeah, of course. So just let us know if you see behavior not enough, then call help desk and they can change it.
And because you guys have purchased the Big Blue Button storage, it might not even be an issue.
Oh, right, it's not stored.
It's not stored in Canvas then,
Right.
so it shouldn't be an issue. Shouldn't be an issue then.
Where's the recording then made available? Is it in the course?
Yeah.
So students can go in and see this?
Yep. It'll be in that conferences space. Yep.
And it's like easily downloaded, we don't have to do anything crazy?
Nope, you don't have to do anything.
I've been using it for office hours.
And you should be able to just watch
Who
it.
said that?
Me?
Priscilla.
How's that going?
No one showed up. Well, a couple people showed up. Sorry. A couple people have showed up. Sorry. And I actually did the one-on-one. She couldn't make my office hours, so I sent her an invite. And she's like, "Oh, you sent me this thing, but I can't see how to join." I was like, "Oh, I haven't started it yet." You know, so like, so yeah. I mean, you know, we were in there talking. I think for some of them who don't know how to allow permissions for microphones, that like I've seen that.
Okay.
But you know, I have just turn it, close down the browser, come back in, and then you should see the pop-up.
Because if it's integrated, I use GoToMeeting, which is
Right.
hundreds of dollars a year for it.
Right.
And so if something was integrated, it would make sense to use it.
Right.
Yep. And so you're not sending them to somewhere else outside. It's like, hey, it's in my course.
Right.
Let's just go to my conferences area and you'll be able to see it all there. And
Well, that's one of the key things I see with Canvas is that it's all in the course.
right. And that's what it was built to be. It was built to be that interactive, everything's in one place, don't have to keep sending you out. You bring things in instead of sending people out.
Yeah.
And what's nice is that you can send that invite to that one student.
Do you have issues when you have a large number of people
So it only accommodates 50 at a time.
50 at a time?
Yep. Up to 50, it won't let anyone join.
And then how many videos can be shown?
I think it's to 50.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's a
Yep. Yep. That would be a lot. That'd be a lot of videos.
I always split. I always split money.
Sessions, if you have files uploaded into it, will the people be able to access those files by clicking on them? Or do they have to be displayed and shared?
We can test that out when I give you guys some time because you guys are going to actually play around with this, so you can test that out and see how it renders. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to click on. I think you'll be able to click on it and download it. We'll have to try that out. All right, so conferencing.
Juiced up right now.
Like I said, this isn't something I get to normally teach about, okay? Because we don't get to this normally in training. But for you guys, I think it could be fantastic and a really useful tool. The other thing that a group gets, right? So here's my group. The other thing they get is collaborations, but collaborations is something that you can use too as an instructor. Now, collaborations, if we click on collaborations in our course, collaborations leverage the Google Docs tool. So it only integrates right now with Google Docs.
Okay.
Could there be other things coming eventually? Maybe. Right now, it's just Google Docs. So in order to use collaborations, you have to have your Google Docs web enabled. So remember when we turned on our web services and one of them was Google Docs? You would need to have that on, and then your students would also need to have Google Docs web enabled in order to use this tool. What happens when you set up a collaboration is it asks you what you want to collaborate using. The only thing right now is Google Docs. There used to be Etherpad in there too, but they took that collaboration away. I will also tell you that there is some partnership happening right now between Canvas and Microsoft. All I can say is that there's some partnership right now between Canvas and Microsoft. There's something they're working on, so I wouldn't be surprised in the future if there were more things that use this collaboration tool. All you have to do the first time is authorize Google Drive access. So it's going to ask me if it can access my Google Drive, and I'll have to tell it sure. This is going to create a document that now my students will be able to collaborate with me and each other on. So it's going to ask you to create a document name. And then I can pick the people in my course. Oh, you guys. Here you all are. If I wanted to invite you to collaborate with me on this document. As soon as I do that, you're going to get an email that says that you were invited to collaborate with me on this document. I'm not going to do that to any of you guys, but I could. So I could either do it with groups or with individual people. And when I click Start Collaborating, it talked to my Google Docs and it made this document. Okay, so now this document is here. It's going to be in the collaborations part of my course for the students I invited to it. And it's also going to be in all of our Google Drives. So they have the document in their Google Drive now. I have it in mine, and it's accessible through the collaborations part of the course. So it's another way that you can create a collaborative space. Maybe they're working on a project where they want to create things. So that's how collaborations work. Now, Denise, does that make sense? Okay, because I know you were really interested in that. Priscilla?
I heard that Canvas is going to do like a more deeper, more integration with Google, so not just docs, but other things. Do you have the inside bit? And then also,
You don't have to sign all kinds of like non-disclosure
Well, can you
agreements,
do
right?
slides now? Can you do slides?
Right now, it's just docs.
Oh, not slides.
Yeah. That is true. That is happening. I can say that. I won't get fired for saying that. Yes.
I already said it.
You said it. Yes.
Somebody else let it
It's
out.
true. It is true. Yeah.
So the one issue is that you have to create the document new every time. And so what we're thinking is that, you just have your template thing and you copy and paste the body of whatever that you want them to, like if you have a template,
Something that they'd be working on.
Right.
Right.
And is there a way to like in VoiceThread, if you wanted them to have a new copy of an existing VoiceThread, it takes out, you can say create a new copy of this thing for this group. Do you know if that's part of
The new partnership? They're working on all kinds of really cool stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. And like I said, they're working with Google right now and they're working with Microsoft to make these, because the collaborations is huge. So I wouldn't be surprised if you'd see more of that. Because you're right, right now, all the collaborations does is start a new document. So it would give them the space to work. But if you've got a template or something, it has to be new every time.
As instructors, you want to go into a group project with brothers, you just go in.
Yes,
Yeah.
so let me show you that. A group to check on their progress. Where's my Fahrenheit course? Did I close it? That's not like me. Oh. Let me show you what it looks like to you. So how do you check up on groups? So my Fahrenheit course, I have some active groups. I'm going to click on people. All right, so you see them from people. So if I want to check on my book discussion groups and see how they're doing, I am able to go to this group, and if I click on the visit homepage under the gear, that's going to take me in, and I can look at their group space and see everything they're working on. So if I wanted to see what they've got going on, so they have a discussion happening, they have to pick a book, so I'm in there, they're in there talking. So I'm able to see everything that they've been working on. If they've had any conferences, I'm able to view them in here. I'm able to see any collaborations that they've got going on. So you have any files that they've shared. So as the instructor, you can see everything that your group's been working on.
That's nice, so you don't have to have them invite you.
Yep, they don't have to invite you. Go ahead.
Can you
You say that as an instructor you can see conferences. Can you view the conference recordings?
Yes.
Okay, how would you do that? I've already gotten this question once.
I should be able to,
maybe they didn't record it.
might not have been recorded.
Can you set the settings for the conferences so that they're automatically recorded?
No.
They have to do that.
Yeah. So I can see, so this group didn't record their conference. So I can't see it. If they had, I'd be able to see it.
Can you, as an instructor, go in and contribute to their announcement
Yes.
or their pages?
I can. Yeah. So you can do, so I could add a new announcement here. I did respond on a discussion and told them that it sounded like I think this one. All right, so I was able to come in here and say, good discussion so far, I think it's time for a vote. And then, so you can contribute to the group as well.
You also have access to the Google Doc,
They have to invite you to the Google Doc.
which they will do if they want to grade.
Absolutely. That's the only thing they have to invite you to. So if they have a collaboration, on the who do you want to collaborate with, they would have to include you. Yeah. Otherwise, you can see everything else that they're doing.
You basically have access to absolutely everything and can guide them.
Absolutely. Yep. So it's almost like they're getting their own little canvas space to do what it is that you've assigned them. All right. So what you can do is, go ahead.
So is there a way to, besides actually reading all of it and tracking who's been more active in the group?
Like a report for a group?
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, there's quality and there's quantity, so I guess
Sure.
you're stuck reading quality posts.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, it probably would just be going in there, seeing how many times they interacted. And, I gave you guys a group assignment if you want to try it out. Okay. So it's in my course in gray. All right. I never got to do this before, so hopefully this works. So I gave you a group assignment. You've been put in groups. As a student. Can you guys see the group assignment? Okay. Alright, so with your group members, now how do you access the other group members? You guys have the group button on the side, right? So that's like your collaborative space. You have two options for you and your group. So the first option for what you submit is either explain how to do something using no words, so you can use images, music, and icons, but no words. Or the second thing is to do this build your wild self using that tool. All right, and I explain what you need to do. So each one of your groups has a leader. Alright. Each one of your groups has a leader. I think all the leaders are here. If not, I can switch it around. I'm going to have your group leader submit your final product, but each one of you, if you're not the group leader, just submit to me kind of a brief summary of what your role was in preparing the assignment. So, the challenge is for you and your group to use that collaborative space however you want to use it, to figure out which one of the assignments you're going to do, and then use the collaborative tools to actually answer the assignment. You don't need to move to be close to one another if you don't want to, right? Because this is virtual, so you should be able to figure it out. So you could start a Google Doc collaboration if you want. You could just work off of the announcements and discussions. You could try out the conferencing tool if you want to.